Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. Espinal, and joining me through StreamYards, it is my partner in crime, the tank top sage, the robe god. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, everybody? Listening. What up, Chris?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our producer, Edgelord Big News Brian.
Sup, nerds?
Hey. We're back for a new episode of New Jump City. Very excited to get into today. It's been a long day. I need a fun show. Let's get into our little catch-up sessions. We've been doing our due diligence here. I have been on a quest to read every currently running series in Jump. I'm currently doing Akane Banashi and Witch Watch with a little bit of Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi sprinkled in there. And I started Oter, of the Fire, which is another new series. So, making my job a little easier by picking up any new series that come along the way. I just finished a round of Witch Watch. I'm kind of I'm cooling on it a little bit. It's in a very gag manga space right now, which I'm fine with, but it's I feel like gag manga are best kind of week to week. Especially something as insular as like Witch Watch can be, where they make these references. There's a lot of like referential humor that I don't understand. But I thought there's certain ones that are fun where they just take liberties with their art style and I enjoy those. But so far, I'm pretty deep in. I'm like 60 chapters in, not a super deep story so far. And that's fine. Sometimes a gag manga is just a gag manga, and this is a solid one. So on that term, I am now starting a run of Akane Banashi. So I'm only one chapter into this current run of it, so we'll have more info later. Odor the Flame is solid. There's this new series out by the creator of Red Hood. It was a canceled series like a year or two ago, and the author is back with a new series. I enjoy it. I think it's very well drawn, and it's pretty good. I think it's not doing anything like crazy special in terms of shonen stuff. It's not like breaking the mold per se, but I think it's a perfectly pleasant little manga. I think you need one of those, that is just like good shonen decent series, I guess. And I've started, I'm 5 chapters into Ultimate Warrior Kyoshi. Not Ultimate Warrior, Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. That series is very fun. I think I found the artwork to be very fun. It's very cartoony. It's very it's a good mix of just like anime or manga style with like Disney almost. It's a little bit Gravity Falls every now and then. It's not like that at all, but for whatever reason, it conjures that with me. And it's half a gag series. But mostly there's not like any blowout action in it yet. I know it gets there in the current run. It's pretty early into its run. I think it's like less than 50 chapters at this point. So, I'm excited to catch up to when the story gets a little serious. But I've been enjoying that as well so far. A lot of good manga in Jump. So that's good to hear as usual. Josh, how's your One Piece journey?
It's been going great, but I've been burning to ask you a few questions as you've been giving your updates. So can I start firing them off?
Hit me.
All right. So what chapter are you up to on Akane Banashi?
61.
Cool. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want a fan?
6. And I'm being generous.
Okay. I thought I was gonna guess anywhere between a 7 and 9, but okay.
I'll tell you what, I haven't,
Okay.
until you brought it up, I haven't even considered buying a fan.
Mm. I just want to put it out there again for the three of us here in this podcast that I feel like even though we do share this to the world, it should still be a safe space where we could be honest with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. You're
So
saying that I'm
put out
lying and
there.
that I want a fan more than I'm letting on?
I said what I said. I just want to reiterate that, I want everyone to feel comfortable to be honest.
Okay.
That's all.
What's your next
Not
question?
insinuating anything. Did you say that the creator of Red Hood made a manga series? Like, did I hear that right?
Not
from
American,
DC,
not
right?
DC Comics.
Okay.
Red Hood. There was a series in Jump called Red Hood, something that ran for like 20 chapters. They got the axe, and that author is back.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. All right. I don't really got any other questions. I'll continue with my One Piece journey. So, I think the last time I left off, I basically made it through the flashback arc of Luffy, and yeah, that's where I left off at. And what I've read since last week was all of the Straw Hat Pirates basically figuring out that they're gonna like lay low for 2 years, and then to meet up at Sabaody later on, and that Luffy was gonna go train with Rayleigh. Really dope stuff. What's special about this is that like this was I think I mentioned this before, but like the Paramount War, Impel Down, etc. That's when I literally like started reading it from week to week. Like when we would head to like the library, and I would like see you reading it anyway, so I would like
We were in
check it
high
out.
school. Yeesh.
Yeah. And yeah, that was senior year, because I remember the Fishman arc and all of that when I was in college. I remember, as a matter of fact, One Piece came back in the fall for our first year of college. Wow. Damn, man. That was the summer of 2010.
Yeah.
That's when One Piece, they took a few months. He only took like 2 months.
Yeah, I
off,
think it was
right?
just 2
wasn't
months.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it felt like a long time.
It did.
Really did.
It felt like a 2-year time skip.
It did. It like I'm glad you said that. I don't know if I was gonna say that, but I thought that reading it, like, damn, like I felt like this jump was way more than just like a couple months or like weeks or it really felt like we took mad time away and then seeing them. And I think it's just really cool how like on all of like these like cover pages for each of these chapters, like from like the second half, I say, of the series, from them leaving Sabaody and heading down under. They're currently on the way to Fishman Island. They just ran into the Kraken. Oh my God, this shit is about to be fucking hilarious. I already know how this shit goes down. They gotta violate that nigga so bad. Luffy wants to make him his pet.
Yeah.
And then I also remember that he comes around to help out again later on.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love One Piece. But anyways, I was saying, like, on the cover art pages, he's showing like he was getting requests from the fans, like of like various Straw Hat members like doing random shit. And at the time I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, this is so silly. I want a story, I want an actual real cover story of shit going on. But now I understand that it was to kind of help see like these characters in their new like design and help you get acquainted with them. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to go about it.
Yeah, I think at some point, when you do so many chapters, you kind of run out of ideas to draw covers. So you just ask the fans, it's like, what do you want me to draw?
Nah, fuck that. He should have had a cover story on deck.
Well, he does.
So cute art.
No, you want to see some cute art?
Crest. Usopp swimming with the honor. Who the fuck asked that? Who asked that? I want to know what a fucking One Piece is. I want to know. Will Caribou join the Straw Hat crew? I want to know what the fuck is going on the other side of the One Piece world. All right.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about someone's bitch ass request. That nigga was probably 7 years old. I asked order that. How dare he waste that request
How dare this
on
child?
something so naive and silly? I would have get to pass because he's him, but like, come on, man. Come on, man.
But this kid, man.
Come on, man.
Fuck this kid.
Yeah, fuck that kid, man. Fuck that kid. So, yeah, thoroughly enjoying this part of the One Piece journey. It's gonna be so much less. I just remember the Fishman arc being slightly annoying in the beginning, but just a great arc altogether. Fun time. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be halfway through the Fishman arc by next week.
Yeah.
Go through it.
Okay.
Fisher Tiger.
Fisher Tiger.
He climbed the wall, bro.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Brian had something to share in Boruto news.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
So I read Boruto earlier today. And I think I set the world record for the highest amount of eye rolls while reading a chapter. But there's one line that really stuck with me during this chapter.
You have to explain the context so that Josh knows.
All right.
Paint the picture.
All right, I'll paint a fucking Picasso right here. I'll paint a fucking Starry Night right here. So Boruto is fighting the leader of the divine trees. His name is Jura. And they're both like condescendingly fighting each other. Like none of them really care about what either one of them are doing. They're both just kind of really casual about it. And there comes a point where Jura asks Boruto, what is the meaning of love? Because he thinks that love is a weakness and humans are dumb for love.
Yeah.
And
He's saying this all super nonchalantly.
and at some point, he captures Boruto and kind of like has him dead to rights. And then Boruto goes, okay, here's the quote. This is the most prolific quote I've ever read in my life. He goes, you might be right about love being a flaw and a weakness of us humans, but, and this is my opinion, that's precisely why you'll never be more than just trees.
I actually like that line.
Really?
I actually did like that. I like how you finished that.
Brian read it too
He's like,
dramatically.
He said, "You right. You fucked up about that. You know that shit does fuck us up. But you guys will never know what that means because you're fucking plants. You go photosynthesize that one.
You know, when you say it that way, the line's kind of hard. Go photosynthesize that.
Yeah, that's when it hit me. They really chose the trees to be the villain of this series. They really did that. They are pro global warming in Boruto.
No shit.
Get rid of all these trees.
We're on the side of Walmarts. We want Walmarts to be built everywhere.
Ninja Walmarts.
Walmart no jutsu.
Yes. You see that city above the village? That shit's corporate out.
That's crazy.
I bet there's not one fucking union in that city.
Not one. Definitely not in the
Not
ninja
by the
world.
way,
one.
You know the move that Code got absolutely fucking demolished by? The one that makes him spin around and shit, make him feel like he's spinning?
Yeah.
So he hit Jura with it, and then Jura's like, wow, this is really dizzying. Psych, I actually don't care. So he just automatically just disperses Boruto's strongest move like it's nothing. And of course, Boruto, no facial like expression at all. No surprise, no fear, no like anything. He's just like neutral about it on his face.
He looks
He
a little
just goes-
pissed. He looks like,
I thought that might happen.
Yeah, no.
Move.
If you call like, okay, you use your strongest move on your strongest foe, and the only reaction you have to offer is a question mark and an exclamation point.
What if this is not his strongest move?
I swear to God, if Boruto has, he's just like, I created a special move just for you trees. I will actually just, I will never read another Boruto
My
chapter ever
anti-tree
again.
jutsu. Which is just fire jutsu, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's our Boruto coverage for today. We haven't talked about Boruto in a long time.
The
But
nonchalant God.
yeah. All right, you guys ready to get into the show proper?
Yeah.
Let's go. Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 213, Resistance. Last we left off with Sakamoto Days, Shin had come up with a pretty smart idea to help mind control a large group of people in order to hopefully get them to shoot their guns to the ground and use up their allotted 3 bullets so that they can't shoot anybody anymore. So he conspires with the deer guy and the scientist from his old lab to broadcast his voice from a satellite tower as far as it will go. And he tells everyone in the vicinity to point their guns to the ground and let them rip. And everybody does that. Everybody shoots their guns. They empty their guns completely. It worked. But at what cost? Because Shin is now bleeding from his nose. And he's like, and everybody's worried about him, but he's like, don't worry about it. How many people did I reach? And they said he at least got everybody in this district. And he said, that's plenty. Let's go to the next district.
That's plenty.
Yeah. So, yeah. The scientist guy goes like, that little squirt grew up. And deer guy is like, truly, from the enemy's point of view, his existence is extremely challenging. And the scientist is like, look at you acting all big. It's like, yeah, you didn't know this kid. Why are you acting like you knew him? But yeah, back to X. He gets a call about someone is foiling his plans. So he's getting pissed. And I guess X springs into action. We cut to Shin at another district telling everybody to shoot their guns on the ground. And it works again. You know, more people are without bullets. So, you know, this whole thing is working out. As they're running to the next district, Heisuke comes up with the idea of using the Sky Tower to transmit his thoughts, his mind control stuff to a much wider audience. So that's exciting, but they're worried about how bad it would be, how much of a negative influence it will have on Shin's brain. But Shin says, no, I'm going to do this. I think our ESP was meant for a day like today. So yeah, even Boiled is impressed. He's like, no, that's hard boiled. So the crew goes over and makes it to the top, basically, of the Sky Tower. And right before they get started, a giant fighter plane pulls up and just crashes through the building, the Sky Tower. And Shin manages to hold on. The others seem to also be on the floor as well. They didn't all fall, which is miraculous. But as Shin is climbing up, he is face to face with X, who is standing above him. And he tells Shin that he's starting to remind him of Sakamoto. So Shin, knowing that there's a river below, he kicks the support of the platform they're standing on to drop both him and X. But X ties a chain around him, I guess, and just flings him into the building. X also makes it into the building somehow. And he points his gun at Shin. He's saying, these guns are a manifestation of my vendetta against society. Don't get in my way. So Shin is too exhausted from using his ESP at such a scale, so he can't really move his body. He doesn't know what to do. X is about to pull a trigger. He does so, and then the gun is jammed thanks to the team of young assassins that have all managed to hack the gun right on time, and not only for X but for everybody else as well. So pretty much everybody's guns are jammed, and the scientist, not the scientist guy, but the weapons expert guy, mentions that he tracked and hacked into the gun's IC chips, and designated every gun in Japan as expended. So, he was only able to do that though because the signal's transmission hub was destroyed when X destroyed the Sky Tower with the giant plane. So, hey, it all worked out. And that's when this chapter ends with X saying, you know what, fuck it. He drops his gun. He says, doing it by hand is better anyway. And he pulls up his sword. And that is where we're left with Sakamoto Days. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days chapter 213?
This definitely was an interesting chapter. If anything, because I'm really curious to see how, like, what's going to be the consequence of Shin pushing his, limits so crazy. There was a moment I thought made a lot of sense. It was, right before they try to warn him at the sky, before they use the Sky Tower. And he was like, isn't this like the whole reason y'all even invented my ESP, to do something amazing like this? Like, or rather, I guess, something special like this is made for, a moment like this, to this like extraordinary trump card that could help so many people. So I just thought it was a good way of showing that his resolve wasn't this just naive recklessness. It was reckless, but not naive. It made sense, and I get why the rest of them didn't want to stop him, regardless of the consequences. I don't think Shen's gonna die or anything, but he might get his fucking ESP fried. It might be nerfed or something like that.
Yeah, which
is kind of funny because there's a very similar situation going on in another series. Anyway, man. X is annoying, but he's also really cool. Won't lie, that's some cool shots in this chapter. But except for his gun, I guess. But yeah, that nigga, I don't know. Like I wonder how it feels that he just keeps getting thwarted by Sakamoto. I bet he feels dumb about not killing him that time.
Yeah,
he's all out there. He's like, damn.
Maybe I should have done it.
He was definitely about to kill Shin, though.
Oh, yeah. He did not care about Shin.
I wonder who's about to show up and fight. This guy hacked all the fucking guns in Japan or something.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. That's not real. But it's okay.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of other unreal things happening, like an airplane running into the fucking tower. Wait, so X was on the airplane?
No.
And no, X met him there. The airplane was a product of
It's unclear, but the plane hits.
Nah, bro. My headcanon is that he surfed that plane all the way over there.
But you don't see him. He's not on it.
He did.
He's not on it.
He hacked the plane to fucking hit the tower. I think X was just there. Cause if that's not the case and X was on the plane, I mean, god damn.
What if X was piloting the plane?
That's what I'm saying. Imagine he was piloting that shit and then got ready, like ghost rided it. Like imagine it. Like,
yeah, he just ejected
out the plane and he's just standing there with his sword, or probably his hands in his pocket with his trench coat, just timing that shit. Yo.
I'm surprised they didn't actually like play into that for Sakamoto Days. That's a Sakamoto Days moment.
Yeah.
If I've ever heard one.
I mean, look how he's standing over him on the ledge. You know,
He
I
had to
wouldn't be
be in that
surprised.
plane. He had to be in that plane for
I don't
sure,
know.
right?
Nah, I think the guy. I think whatever that nigga's name is, hacked the plane. I think because they mentioned that the hub had to be destroyed, and then he smirked.
Hmm.
That was his doing. He didn't hack every single gun. That's too unreal.
It's too ridiculous. No, he did
Yeah,
because he was able to hack it because they destroyed the tower. So the tower is the signals transmission hub for the guns.
he did both.
So yeah.
He went crazy. He went fucking hard in the paint, yo.
Yeah.
What's his name? I need to put respect on it, man.
I forget his name.
Damn,
I forget his name too.
this guy's older brother.
Yeah.
Sick boy. I
Sick
know it's not
boy.
Nagumo. That's the other one.
That's the other guy. That's the guy in the order.
The other guy. Yeah. Well, what about you, Brian? What did you think about this chapter while I look for his name?
This is a pretty cool chapter. This guy says X. I think he needs to figure out what his definition of by hand is because he immediately grabs a sword.
Well, how do you use the sword? With your hands.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If you want to do some mental gymnastics to make it make sense, then yeah, sure, you can do that. But he's immediately going for fucking Takamura mode, which really sucks for Shin.
To be honest, if I were him, I would also spam Takamura.
He actually is cheating so fucking hard. He would be nothing without Takamura mode.
Yeah.
But I'm curious how long Shin is gonna hold up before Sakamoto finishes his whole PTSD moment. Because we still don't know what Sakamoto's trading power up is supposed to be. I really want to see it. I've been waiting too long. Maybe it's love.
Probably is. Love.
Gives people a hug. And then what if it's just like a honey bun from one of his stores?
But the thing is, like, Sandblaster guy, like, Sandblaster guy was like all shocked and was wondering why he wasn't using it when he watched Sakamoto with his family. So my guess is it might be love.
Well, he can't
then
sit and eat with all of them.
Huh?
Or the multitasking. There's something about multitasking. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Not too many thoughts on Sakamoto Days.
I thought this chapter was pretty good. I enjoyed that this character development for Shin is continuing. I think it really helps because of the last arc focusing on recommitting Shin to just like to the cause of just like not being an assassin or not doing it the assassin's way. And it really gave way for him to have a stronger case for taking over for Sakamoto and continuing that legacy without him. So yeah, I thought this was a cool showing for Shin. I like the twist of the guns. When I first read it, I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude, it's these guys. I knew it would jam somehow, some way, but I forgot about this plot point with the teenage assassins group all working together. So
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. I didn't mind it too much. I'm excited to see where this goes. I mean, the boss is already in the arena, the final boss. I imagine the rest of the order is going to show up and there's going to be like a big old fight. But I don't know how many times they can do it where, you know, they fight X and then they all escape and regroup. I feel like this is kind of gearing up to some sort of final battle with X. But I don't know. I'm excited either way. I think Shin's going to have to hold the fort for a while, at least until Sakamoto comes back with a big life-saving moment. But yeah, this page, the 2-page spread with the fucking plane coming in was like pretty crazy. When I first read it, I was like, oh my god.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this? What? How'd they do this? But I thought it was really cool, and I'm excited to see where Sakamoto goes. I don't have much else to say about it though. But go Shin. I'm enjoying the little character moments for him. Is that everybody's thoughts? No rebuttals?
Yeah, rebuttal. Hisuke was not caught in that rubble.
He was not.
I don't know if they showed him after the fact, but he's lurking around somewhere.
Yeah, I don't see Hisuke.
Yeah, so keep that in mind.
Well, you see him very small here, but we don't see him in the rubble. So yeah, he could be lurking. Like as the tower was falling in that 2-page spread, you see him off the side of the tower.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't see him after that, so he could be lurking somewhere.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, hell yeah. Then let's move on. Kagurabachi. With that, I'm going to throw it over to Jersh.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Sorry about the horns in the background. It is NYC, but Kagurabachi. This is chapter number 79. The title is kind of far. Oh, threats. Chapter 79 threats with 2 exclamation points. Very apt because in the previous chapter, the absolutely epic and high stakes battle in both manga and real life between Chihiro and Samura was put on pause for a situation developing at the Kumanabe headquarters. Yeah, I almost said the wrong guys. The Hashaku have arrived. They are attempting to infiltrate the headquarters and what we believe to be the plan is that they're going after the Shinichi and the Shinichi sword bearer. They want to kill the sword bearer so that they can use the Shinichi and wow the fuck out, probably. The Kumanabe let them right in because they figure there's no point in having a fight on the surface that could harm civilians, and they have countermeasures for invaders anyway. Also, our boy Hakari has woken up.
Hakuri,
thank you, and he's ready to fight. So yeah, now we're at this week's chapter. Hakuri's like, "Can I help?" And this dude Kudo, he's like, "Yo, bro, relax." All right, I gotta let you know what's going on. And you just woke up. All right, let's talk about the situation. So, Chihiro's over fighting with Samura, trying to defend Josh's honor, and the Hishakus are currently trying to invade our fortress right now, as they were saying over the loudspeaker. They want to go out there to the Shinichi and the sword bearer, and if they get their hands on it, it's over for this country. Facts. So, get some interesting information about Hakuri's situation with his powers. So as you guys should remember, he has a dual affinity with sorcery. He has 2 different sorcery powers. Well, rather 2 fundamentally different ones. The storage, the mental storage space he uses, and the ability to teleport things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's also his ability.
Yep.
You teleport objects, right? Okay. So, right. So they was able to transplant a part of his nervous system to supplement the part that was damaged. Sounds kind of crazy, but they saved him. They saved his powers. He has both of them still, but they're probably nerfed. Sounds familiar? Well, actually, none of that happened with your boy in the other series, so I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
But if it does, I called it. Yeah. All right. Anyway, this dude, Kudo. Kudo looks really dope, by the way. He's got like this fucking has this like
Weird mask
I don't know
thing.
what that shit is. A
It's like
cloth mask.
it's not a
That breathing
scuba
mask?
mask, but it feels like one of those things that you would wear, like if you were going underwater.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he's like super duper hunched over. I can't tell if he's a kid or he's mad old.
Yeah.
He is he winking at him or does he only one eye is always closed. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Anyway, so yeah, Kudo lets Hakury know that listen, you will be able to help us out, but let's just make sure we get to where we need to go. Besides we're in the Kuminabi headquarters. We hold you down. Anyway, we cut to the Hishaku who have infiltrated, and they have brought a few other sorcerers along, but we'll get to them in a few. As they're walking into this room, they're looking around and they're like, "Damn! Like they let us pull up to the headquarters so easily. Like this guy, this shit got to be a trap." But there's like nobody around. But apparently there are people around. There's like these people working in the office, like in that same room that the Hishaku like came into, but they're like being covered up by this barrier, so to speak. I don't think it's like an invisibility barrier, probably more like a presence barrier. They can't sense their energy or whatever as long as they like remain calm. But there's one officer in particular, I forget, I don't see his name, but he breaks down like how like the Kuminabi used to go like there used to be a separate like military force that eventually turned into the Kuminabi. It was called the
Counter Sorcery Army.
Thank you, Counter Sorcery Army. And they had their ranking system, and this guy talking, he claims he was a second lieutenant, which is not bad. He's kind of in the middle ground. He knows he's not like he's I guess that's enough rank to know that you could fight, but so enough for him to have like pride in himself in that regard. But they got a code mouse from their head communicator in the Kuminabi headquarters, and the code mouse means y'all niggas is not strong enough, so run and hide. Very demeaning. And it hurts for him too. It hurts a lot, especially because he notices that with the Hishaku sorcerers are also two other rogue sorcerers. I guess they're like mercenary types. They was hired. And these guys are like, I guess, serial killers or whatever. They ended up killing like a few Kuminabi officers, one of them being this guy's nephew. So he really feels some kind of way. He wants to go and like fight these guys, but he doesn't want to expose his troops to danger based on his personal feelings. Good call. But as he's trying to focus his bloodlust, and settle it down, this weirdo clown looking sorcerer, which was one of the rogue ones, is like, yes, they're here. And this guy starts freaking the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
He's like, don't tell me he picked up on that subtle energy. No. So they're like, off word? Like your detection abilities are awesome. And he's like, 23, no, 24, mine. The guy's like, oh, should we kill them? He's like, oh, do as you please. This guy's again super nervous, like, God damn it, like how the fuck did they figure this out? Like to the exact numbers. Now we have to engage. And he's like putting his two fingers up like he's about to use a jutsu or some shit. And then this clown guy is like, no, they're pitiful insects. They're not worth our time. Let's keep going. Yeah, so basically this thing is like, the guy says, I felt relief. My nephew's murderer spared my life.
Damn.
Right.
Get up, bro.
Oh my god, I don't know why. What's this guy's name?
Hokazono.
Yes, I don't know why Takeru Hokuzono did all of that, but I guess that's real. No, no, it's
I
real life
guess.
shit. It was entertaining, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I'll save one of those things for later. So, I mean, he can rest assured that they may not hold any weight. Those people working at the desk, but they definitely got some big boys. At the Kuminabi headquarters. And one of them is known as the Executioner, Soshihiro Azami. They're linking up in this this room, this room called the Threat Elimination Grounds, which is pretty dope. It's like this ring with like a door, I guess 2 doorways, one that the Hishaku came through, and then the one that your boy Soshihiro Azami is standing in front of. And there's just people banging on drums with these huge fucking stereos. It's a vibe, man, honestly. And this guy, and the Hishaku sorcerers are commenting about all the music. And I'm like, damn, is that like y'all supposed to be scaring us or whatever? And the mime guy's like, oh, like I know this guy, he's good. Like we about to have a good ass fucking fight. And they start fighting immediately. The mime throws his yellow chains. Ew, are they piss chains?
Oh.
And right, why are they yellow? Why are they yellow?
Why are they yellow? I feel like they don't have to be yellow.
Yellow
why
chains.
Gross. So they wrap around Azami. And this other guy, this guy with a metal jaw that, the rogue sorcerers are a duo. It's the mime and the iron jaw. Mime guy uses piss chains, and iron jaw, he has these like icicle spears. So, they try to use a little combo to CC him and then hit him with the ice shards, but he jumps, Azumi jumps out of there without a problem. And then we get a little bit of commentary from the commentator. And it says, the executioner was livid. He'd questioned Chihiro in depth about the incident. I guess, oh, they mean, I think Chihiro's father.
Yeah, I guess the death of Chihiro's father.
Yeah. As Azami breaks out of the piss chains and punches the mime guy right in the fucking face as he was going in trying to hit him. And Iron Jaw can't believe it. He's like, big brother.
Big brother.
The commentator continues, Azami's fighting style is assault and battery. And OKC is about to play against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
What?
Anyway, Azami's fighting style is assault and battery. The enemy's small tricks don't work against sheer power. Oh, did he use Iron Comet?
Oh, God. No.
Yeah.
Stop dropping that. Okay. Stop dropping these references.
Okay. All right. So, as this guy's playing his fucking guitar, this guy, Azami, is punching this guy in the face and slams him into the fucking ground. And as this is happening, one of the Hishaku sorcerers is looking over. As a matter of fact, there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
In that room. So there's only one Hishaku sorcerer with the 2 rogue ones. And he's just looking along with his fucking samurai outfit, looking pretty cool, not gonna lie. And he's like, oh, this one seems like a lively one. Azami basically assesses that this is like one of the guys that was there. Like he probably had to be one of the guys that was there to kill Rokuhira. And because when Shiba detected the attack, like he arrived in under 10 seconds, Shiba being the teleport guy, and then Shaku finished their job that fucking quick, so they had to be super duper nice. I'm guessing Rokuhiro wasn't no punk either, right? I mean, just because he was a blacksmith doesn't mean he couldn't fight.
Yeah.
Shit, the N10 was probably his.
Yeah, he made it separately from the others.
Right. Okay. So Azami turns to the samurai sorcerer, and he's like, "Finally, we meet." And that is the end of Kagurabachi. Brian, what are your thoughts?
RGC, baby.
Oh,
Ooh.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
It's about damn time we finally got to see Azami like doing his fucking thing.
yeah. He vouched for Chihiro, right? When they was at that table and that nigga was hating on him.
Yeah, he's been on Chihiro's side the whole time. He's like Shiba. He's like his second protector, I guess. So this is a pretty big deal. We get to see him before Shiba. So that's pretty cool.
He better not fucking lose.
The brother, like the dude with the suit and tie, that guy kind of looks Joker-esque.
Yeah, I think so too.
Kind of looks Joker-y.
It reminds me of that one drawing from Alex Ross where he's like in a suit and tie or a tuxedo. I think he's definitely Joker. I think like that's definitely like what he's going for. He looks too much like Joker.
Yo, I just realized he killed both of them.
Oh yeah, he killed both of them.
Holy shit.
Wait, he killed both brothers?
Yeah, he caved their heads in. If you see like the two panels.
Oh, he did. Holy shit.
So when he punched the mime guy, that was it. He launched that nigga. You could see the impact crater at the wall he got launched into.
Yeah.
Right, with his head gone, like finished. As soon as he made contact with his face, it was over for him. And then he just launched down and hit this fucking guy. Damn. They was talking all that shit.
Yes. They're nothing.
But goddamn, what a fucking entry for Azami, honestly. He had such a cool fucking entrance. He has a squad of people that just play music for him and shit.
Yeah, don't get cooler than that.
Joker's side profile.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm not the only person who noticed. I hate it.
His side profile makes his head literally just a fucking cylinder, bro.
It's page 10. Page 10 and 11. I hate this thing. It's so flat.
He's like smooth SpongeBob. You know what I'm talking about?
Like his face is flat almost. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who noticed. That made me so angry when I first saw it.
In that slim panel, right?
Yeah.
He's like, how pathetic.
Hold on, I'm gonna send you guys what I'm referencing.
His head looks like I don't know, man. It looks like a tin can. I hate it.
All right, check this out. This is what I'm talking about. This is what his head looks like.
Yeah. When SpongeBob.
Yeah, it does look like
smooth. Yeah.
smooth SpongeBob.
But yeah, this was just a great like build up chapter. Seeing Hakuri so like ready to fucking be a part of the story again is pretty funny. Him being so excited is such a like I don't know. It's such a wholesome moment. Because he just wants to help. The guy just wants to help so bad. And they obviously had to nerf him because he would be so fucking OP if he kept like, you know, full power with his control over like the storehouse and stuff like that. But this all but guarantees that Hakuri will be present for the finale of this raid, which means that the Hishaku are for sure gonna get past Azami. Unfortunately, it's kind of a guarantee, because you know for a fact that Yura is gonna make it there, and he's gonna have some sort of encounter with Hakuri. But
You think so?
yeah, it kind of has to happen with
They
Hakuri
don't got
heading
no
down there.
direct beef, right?
Who?
Hakuri and
No, but they're kind of
Hishaku
setting up.
Yura.
But they're setting up the encounter because he's headed straight to the bottom, which is
Yeah.
where the Hishaku are trying to get to. So it's only a matter of time. I hope that Azami makes it out of this alive. I really do. But there is a chance that him being here so early kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like he's really fucking strong. He's really cool, but I'm worried about him. If he showed up later on, I would be less worried. But him being the opening act is very nerve-wracking, especially with them setting up that like we are guaranteed to see the end, like the bottom of this, like if they guarantee that we're going to see the Shinichi like right now, then some shit's going to go down. But this is just a fun chapter. I'm really excited to see how this arc turns out. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this was also my really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Yeah, I agree. This was a cool setup chapter, and it was good to establish that Hakuri's sorcery is a little nerfed right now. I think it makes sense, given how he like really pushed his limits in the last arc. Man, this is like he really likes to like dunk on his fodder. It's like that guy from the hotel who the main hotel guy, Enma or whatever his name was, where he was like, yeah, I was a teacher to all these guys, and then he's like, there's no such thing as a genius, and they immediately shitted on him. This is like, it reminds me of that.
I thought it was like Rengoku or some shit like that.
Yeah.
No, that's Demon Slayer. Forget the name of this guy.
Yeah, I think it's Enma or something. I remember it was being like the kind of a gateway to hell guy. But in any case, yeah, he's the Joker twins. I think they're prime candidates for ass whoopings of the week.
Oh, it's Sengoku.
Oh, Sengoku. I thought it was Enma. All right. Well, I'm gonna give these two ass whooping of the week. I mean, this was crazy. After talking all that shit, they just got one shot at each.
Each.
Yeah. So they're really building up this other guy, the third Hishaku guy here. And yeah, I share your worries, Brian. I was like, oh, this doesn't mean he's gonna die. We just met this guy.
He can't lose to this nigga, bro. I noticed this samurai guy looks really cool and he's kind of being built up a bit, but he just can't lose this fight.
Yeah.
He's gonna die later probably, but not
Yeah.
this one.
I'm cool. I would like it if he won this fight, I would like for side characters to win fights again. Just like a cool one-on-one fight.
Make side characters great again.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a little bit of a setup chapter, setting the stage for Azami to do some cool shit. I have a soft spot for just like strength characters, so I'm excited to see a legit strength character here. And it's kind of unassuming because this guy is more of like a cool skill guy, Sasuke type dude, where like he's just very nice he's very proficient. but it's cool to see like kind of a brawler character in an unassuming form like this. So yeah, I'm into it. That's all I really have to say though. Josh, what did you think about this chapter as you sneeze?
Yeah, dope ass chapter. It was nice to see Hakari again. Excuse me. I expressed a few of my concerns already kind of throughout Yao because I just couldn't hold it down. But it's fun. But I like the setup of this chapter. I was a little annoyed that we're probably like not gonna see what happens between Chihiro and Samura for a little while. But I feel like now I'm very interested and locked into this situation, this Kumanami headquarters, and the Hoshaku thinking that they're big boys. We're gonna see who the bigger boys are. You know, like an offensive, like a trenches showdown football game. You know, that's what it's all about. I'm talking about fucking center on nose tackle, guard on defensive tackle. Like, who's bigger?
Who is the big boy? Big boy competition.
Every time you see them arguing and pushing each other around, that's what it's about. It's not, something wasn't said. It wasn't specifically that someone pushed somebody else the wrong way. It's to let them know, I'm the big dog. No, I'm the big dog.
It is me.
I'm the big dog.
I'm actually the...
And you just never back down from that. Because a big dog never backs down and never stops saying that they are in that situation.
True.
Some big dog wisdom there.
I hope Azami's a big dog. We're gonna see.
We don't like them, and they don't like us. You know, that whole speech. That's what the Hishaku and Kamunabi say to each other before they fight.
Yeah.
Who wants it more?
I mean, is there more to say about The Office, man?
The Office fodder.
I thought we was about to get a breakdown of like rank and how the Kuminabi works, but he was like, it's an old system, so
yeah. It's like we could kind of fight, but we prefer not to, if need be.
He said, I got spared by my nephew's killer.
I'm relieved. My nephew's killer spared me.
Yo, oh my god, he's not gonna go to sleep for like a month.
Hokuzono hates side like fodder characters. Like he hates tertiary characters more than anything. This guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
it's like, bro, you wrote them into the story. Why do you hate them so much? They don't have to be here.
He creates them to suffer like the edgelordiest DM.
Yeah. He creates NPCs to suffer.
Shout out to Crit Crab.
Crit Crab.
Crit Crab. Very funny.
But were those all your thoughts, Josh?
Yeah, those are all my thoughts, man.
No RGC?
Cool chapter. No, so obviously it's the next one.
Wow.
I'm surprised, actually. I thought the
actually
next
surprised.
one would be RGC. But
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, speaking
this
of which...
This was lit, though. I think the next one's definitely going to be RGC. This was like okay. Like, let's see we getting started here. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, well, let's go to the next one then. Don. With that, I'm going to toss this one over to Brian.
All right. Give me 1 second. Viz app sucks. Viz app do be sucking. Okay. So where we picked up last chapter, the Ayase squad found themselves in a typhoon that is picking up and tossing a bunch of sharks all over the place. And everybody's kind of panicking about it. Granny is still squaring up Like everybody's concerned about the fucking shark typhoon outside, and she's still she's still stanced up, ready to run the fade.
Yeah.
Um,
A what? Huh?
A shark?
and
Excuse me?
as everybody's kind of panicking, a shark literally fucking just flies through the side of the plane, creating a hole in the what's it called? What is it called in the area, like the area of a plane, the fuselage?
I don't even know.
Is it like the cabin?
Yes. I don't know airplane terms.
But yeah, and then as the shark kind of exits, everybody starts to like grab onto something or they'll get sucked out. Granny immediately tells everybody to put on their oxygen masks or they'll get hypoxemia.
Hypoxemia.
That
Hypoxemia.
sound very supernatural.
Hypoxemia.
And everybody goes. Old lady serial killer doesn't, and her sons don't seem to give a fuck.
They don't give a shit. They're not scared about no hypoxemia. Hypoxemia.
Momo's holding on for dear life, and Gigi's trying to get to her. But while she's holding on for dear life, she calls for Vamola to increase her size and plug over the hole. But Vamola can't hear her, so Gigi gets the message across. And she does it. She lets go and flies towards the hole and increases the size of her suit to fit the spot, which it looks really fucking adorable in that little tucked in space. And as she tucks in, everybody drops because the air is no longer being sucked out of the cabin. So they are finally fine. Except they're not, because there's still a shark inside of the cabin. And Momo freaks out over it. Because the sharks are kind of just shooting through the ceilings and like the ceiling of the cabin and the walls of the cabin too. And it seems like they are frozen sharks. It seems like they're not really alive. They're just,
oh my God,
giant fucking battering rams. And they are just barely keeping, plugging in the holes that they're creating with the way that they're impaling in. And the guys inside the plane, everybody's trying to figure out like what to do. They're worried that, like, you know, they're kind of doing a head count and making sure that everybody's okay. Apparently the sharks are on the outside are nibbling at Vamola's suit. And in all this chaos, Granny finally is able to see Momo again. And it seems as though the medicine, she took medicine?
I guess so. Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, I guess
Granny
for her
took
injuries, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they mentioned the medicine.
She's saying that she took medicine and that must have dulled her senses, which is why she couldn't see Momo. But even now that she can sense Momo, she can barely do so. And they continue to kind of figure out what's going on with this typhoon. Momo thinks that the god of Shemaine is refusing them, and Gigi kind of chimes in and thinks that it's probably because of the evil eye. But Granny says that that's not possible because that god would never refuse people in this manner. So Momo goes to the next reasoning and believes that it's a typhoon human. And she recalls when when Okarun was blabbering about his cryptids that he mentioned that there is a typhoon human cryptid that was named by a cryptologist professor by the name of Takeshi Nakazawa, um, who believes that the typhoon is a living being. And after collecting testimonies of eyewitnesses of flying eyeballs and noses, he determined that it had to be a creature that dismembers itself and flies through the air. Um, and after she kind of tells people, like, she's kind of like, before the Serpo aliens used Nessie, the Loch Ness monster, to attack them. So maybe they're using the human typhoon as well. And as they're kind of talking about it, it turns out that the plane is also starting to circle around, which means that the plane is kind of planning to do an emergency landing at a nearby airport. And Granny goes, "We can't go back. If we lose this chance, we won't get another chance until next year." And since her presence is already pretty waning for Granny, there's a chance that in a year it'll she'll probably completely forget about Momo. So their plan is that they're gonna beat the shit out of this gigantic fucking typhoon. It is. They show like a big, like, full page panel of the scale of this fucking typhoon, and it is at least like 100 times bigger than the plane that they're on itself.
Yeah.
And obviously Momo was like, no, no, we're not gonna do that. It's a fucking typhoon. To which Granny responds, typhoons are governed by principles just like anything else. They're caused by warm ocean water, and the water vapor it generates. So basically the water is the engine and the water vapor is like the gasoline. So if they eliminate either one of those things, the typhoon will no longer exist. And the thing that will serve, and that thing will wait, what? And the thing that will serve as the key to doing so will be, and she looks over to one of the frozen sharks in the thing. So that's where the chapter ends, and I'm guessing that next chapter is going to be them riding frozen sharks in a typhoon.
That would be appropriately Don.
But that is Don. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so this was my RGC.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Yeah, this is just an insane, ludicrous situation from like page to page. I was, sometimes I give RGCs for a lot of different reasons. For this week, it was out of pure entertainment factor, like from page to page, from what's like going on. It's really exciting. I mean, they just saved themselves from getting fucking wrecked on the plane, and they're in this rickety ass hole-ridden plane with all of these sharks, frozen sharks. Yo, the picture of the shark next to Ayase.
I was about to say.
Oh my god, I hate for shit like this.
I
You understand?
I was like, man, that shark is low-key adorable. I thought it was smiling.
Yeah, it's like hello.
Hey.
I am here. Yeah, so they gotta worry about this plane, and then she's like, "Fuck that, we're gonna go fight this typhoon." I cannot wait. I mean, they got a lot of factors in play here. For I guess they have the evil eye, Ayase, Fumola. Granny could do some cool shit. They'll figure it out. I'm sure it'll be realistic. That picture of Nessie was fucking frightening. I forgot that she was technically like an alien thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Nessie was always an alien. So that was a crazy ass fight. That was like early in the series too.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about how typhoons work. It's cool. I forgot that there's tornadoes out in the ocean. It's not something I hear or see.
Yeah.
Hear about or see. Yeah, I mean, triple shout outs to the shark. It's just there. Oh, I have a prediction. They're gonna throw these cold ass fucking sharks into the water or something like that. Maybe. They have to
Oh,
find a way to dispel the heat.
because they mentioned the warm ocean, and the best way to stop the warmth is to throw something cold in there, like these frozen sharks.
Yeah, otherwise that's so random. Like, why would the sharks be frozen anyway from being up in the sky?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're cold blooded. Sucks for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are my thoughts. Brian. Oh no, yeah, Chris.
I thought this was like Josh said, this is a very entertaining chapter. I thought the typhoon lesson was also very interesting. I was like, are they gonna do are they gonna like try to fly the plane backwards to disrupt the pattern, like the spin of the typhoon? I don't know how they're gonna handle this. I feel like it's gonna be a little more complicated than that because this is a human typhoon. It has like noses and ears and shit. So
They're completely ignoring that
it
part.
has a whole mouth. So
Yeah, what if it yells obscenities at them?
yeah, get
And
away.
uses vicious mockery.
Yeah. If he uses vicious mockery, it might be over.
You're trying to beat me on a broken plane, dumbasses?
Dumbass.
Weren't y'all all just trying to kill each other?
I'm a big ass typhoon.
If I was the typhoon, I would think this was GG, honestly.
Yeah. Why is it only sharks getting thrown up here? They're catching every shark in existence and catching it up in this typhoon. It's pretty nuts. But I don't have a lot to say myself about this chapter. I thought the sharks were kind of funny as they pierced the ship. I mean, the plane. I feel bad for them, though. They didn't know what was going on. I feel terrible for these sharks. But those are all my thoughts, really. Brian, what did you think?
This was a really fucking classic Don to Don chapter, honestly. Yeah. This is as Don to Don as it fucking gets. Goddamn, was it fucking fun. The Don to Don, like, Yokonobu put in so much work into some of the panels in this fucking chapter. Like, god damn. The panel with the full panel page of like the plane flying away from this ginormous typhoon is absolutely fucking gorgeous. I just don't know how he does it week to week. Like, genuinely, I don't. Like, the amount of detail in the art is so fucking like amazing.
Yeah, and he doesn't really take weeks off.
Yeah, he only takes time off just to do research. Like, he doesn't even take time off to like do art or draw art and stuff. He just takes the week off just to fucking, you know, stay well informed on cryptids. You know what I mean? He stays on the latest and recent cryptid news.
He's on cryptid Reddit.
But yeah, I don't have much else to say aside from like, man, this art is fucking incredible. And it's really interesting how he switches from extremely simple like character art to incredibly detailed environmental art. It's such a unique thing. I feel like it's kind of similar to One Punch Man in some cases, where One Punch Man, like the One Punch Man artist, draws Saitama extremely like plain and almost like a child drew him, to like we've all seen it, these fucking insanely hyper realistic battles where like it just looks so fucking real. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Don really killed it this week.
Hell yeah. I don't have anything else to add to that. Josh, do you have anything? You're muted.
Nope.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, that has been Don, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Short week today. We didn't have One Piece. But yeah, we still had a show anyway. Thank you guys so much for listening. You could find me at the Chris Aspinall on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. He streams video games sometimes at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. And we'll talk about it in the pre-show chat show that we didn't do today because we had some technical difficulties that we had to get through. But I do have an unpublished episode of the pre-show chat show that we did last week. So I will be throwing that up this week. And at least you'll get your fix in that regard. You subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, Pocket Cast. We're on YouTube. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. You can check out full episodes of the podcast, video versions, as well as little highlight breakouts that I make for each show. Check those out if you don't want to listen to us talk about Don, but you want to hear our thoughts on Kagurabachi. We do that. We split it out separately, so check it out. With that being said, thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, y'all.
Knicks in 7?
Knicks in 4.
5.
Knicks in... yeah, whatever it takes.
Knicks in whatever. I want to see the final.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.